Good morning, beautiful souls. Rebecca Thompson here, founder of the Radiant Femmes movement and Beer Beacon programs for women. I am going to share with you today how to use less energy to create what you want. Now, I am all around bridging this gap between the practical and the spiritual. We have these amazing ancient sacred practices coming to light right now, but it's how do we use them in a way that actually creates real change. I'm a mum in business. I've got a highly successful business. I've raised my kids. Um, and it's how do we juggle all these different things and not burn out and still live a life that feels in our highest, live a life that is better in every way. So, how do you use less energy to create what you want? Well, let's feel into what it is that you want first of all. Why do you want things? Why do we have desires? We have desires. Good morning, beautiful Caitlin. We have a desire. Obviously, we're always on a path of personal growth, but if we get down to the nitty gritty, we think that what we want is going to bring us more joy or more peace or more happiness. So, at the crux of it, we have desires because we think that having those things, whether it's a relationship or a better job or more money or better health, is going to make us happier. Right? But here is the thing. We can hold that desire. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, but we don't want to be in resistance to what is by having that desire. Because if we think that having that desire or getting that desire is going to bring us the happiness, the health, the abundance, and all of that we want, then we are in resistance to what we currently have, what we are experiencing as our reality. Therefore, we are making our joy, our peace, our health, our happiness conditional to having those things that we want. Now just sit with that. Because this is such a fine knife edge that we walk on around accepting what is and not being in resistance to it and having desires for what we want without having attachment to it. We want to have desires for what we want, knowing it's just inevitable because the nature of the universe is expansive and abundant, and so everything is right there for us. That is the nature of desire, rather than the attachment that I need to have that in order for my life to be better. We have to hold those desires lightly. Do you understand the difference? Yeah, I want you to just jot down any comments, those of you who are watching now or later. Really feel into this because this is actually absolutely crucial to how you are feeling right now and right now and right now and right now. Because right now that I said that first right now is now in the past. I am now already in the future. And if we are constantly just grasping at what we want instead of being okay with what is right now, but also at the same time holding lightly that desire for wanting more, then we are always going to be in resistance to what is right now in this moment. We're always going to want something better. And that is exhausting. When we are in resistance to what is, I don't want this and I want that, and when I have that and only when I have that is my life going to be better, that is very draining on your physical body, on your nervous system, on your mental health, on your emotional health, because your body does certain things in that. When we don't want this, we go into contraction or we go into shutdown. This creates rigidity in your body, it creates inflexibility, it creates emotional reactivity. And I know that you know that all of that is exhausting, and all of that over time accumulates into dis-ease, whether that's mental dis-ease, physical dis-ease, energetic patterns that aren't helpful, that don't help empower you and continually access and tap you into infinite source. Right? We just become in a state of resistance to what is and a wanting of something else. So how do we still create expansion? How do we still attract in that which we may desire in order to have a life that is evolving and bring in the abundance that we know is ours to have? How do we do that without negating what is? Well, we have to create a sense of peace, the foundation, at least, of peace, which is non-resistance to what is in this moment. That is the first thing. We can't jump to joy. We can't jump to this feeling necessarily of gratitude. We need to just drop into peace first, and then gratitude can come, then joy can come, then excitement can come, then pure potential can come. And so feeling into this state of peace, of what is, allowing what is how we then start to build in the attractive capacity, right, for at least bringing more peace in, because that which we are attracts more of the same. And attracting peace in is pretty good if you're in a little bit of like drama right now, yes? So there are different ways that we can bring in peace, and this is how I work with my beautiful beacons, is we learn how to bring in peace in the body, because so many of us have been living at kind of resting stress states, like half switched on stress, anxiety, anticipation, worry, discontent. These are all mini stress states. And when we've been holding that for a long period of time, our body acquires certain patterns, our muscle acquires certain patterns of usage that are continuously telling our body that we are still experiencing that discontent, that stress, that worry, that calm, that unease. So we need to look at how this container, which is sort of experiencing our energy, how is this container, how is this physical body showing up? So we want to recreate peace in this body, and restorative yoga is great for that. We do a lot of work around releasing the psoas and creating stability. We do a lot of work around releasing stress and tension out of the shoulders and really grounding and centering our energy to create a sense of peace and ease and safety in our body. We also need to do some sort of emotional processing work to see how we are tricking ourselves with the spell of the mind and the stories that we have that, again, keeping us caught up in this story of I don't want this and I want that. This isn't okay and that's going to be better. We need to start releasing some of the contractions around the mind. We need to understand how energetically we are still attracting the same thing by either shutting down our energy or leaking our energy in order to try and get what we want, in order to try and feel happier by connecting, to feel safer by pulling back. These are all things that we do that we have learned over the years and accumulated all these patterns that are now stopping you from feeling the peace and the abundance and the gratitude in this moment, that it is going to attract more of the same. And it is keeping you in this feeling and in this energy and these mental patterns and the interactions with the world and with other people that are telling you that this is not okay, that I don't have enough. It keeps bringing you more experiences of that. This is stressful. This is hard. I have to work hard in order to get what I want. I can never do enough in order to get what I want. I should be doing this. I'm not good enough. Judging and comparing. All of these patterns come from the physical, the emotional, and the mental, and the energetic that you have acquired over your lifetimes and different experiences. That you are creating at your health, happiness, joy, and peace as conditional to your environment. And we have to shift you out of that. We have to train you that you have access to peace, joy, gratitude, ease right in this moment, and dissolve these physical patterns, emotional patterns, and mental patterns that are stopping you and telling you that you are not that. In this place, once you have a peaceful foundation, you know how to create that for yourself. That is not now conditional on your experience. That is just you. You know that you can create that at any moment, at any time, and it is unwavering. Then you have this capacity to dream, to desire, and have that as an inevitability, to tap into a knowing that that is there for you, that that is your divine sovereignty, that is a resource that is always there no matter what, and you can hold that lightly. But your happiness is also not conditional on that happening. And as you start to live in this way, though, the universe starts to fulfill things for you. It starts to bring you more peace. It starts to bring you more opportunities because you're not so caught up in your old patterns. So therefore, now the faith starts to build. You're like, when I live in this place, when I feel that, I notice I'm attracting more of the same. And as your faith starts to build, you can have these desires and not be so attracted to them, but not so attached to them, because you know that they're going to come. You can feel it in your whole body, in your soul, in your mind, in your energy, that it is inevitable and it is coming to you, because that's just how it is, because you've seen it in the past and you know it's just a matter of time for that to just be becoming, because you know that The universe is working with you to bring you more of that which you already are. And it doesn't have to be perfect. This is the beautiful thing. It doesn't have to be 100% of the time. If you just shift this 5%, 10% of the time, if you spend 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes sitting in and creating and cultivating peace, and then gratitude, and then joy, and then this sense of desire as if you already have what you desire because you're feeling it and you know that the feeling is just in you and it's not conditional on your environment anyway. When you can truly feel that, then you have it already. You have it already. And because you have it already and it feels so inevitable, the universe brings you more and more of the same, because that's how the attraction works. It's not someone up there deciding you deserve this and now you don't, now you deserve this and you don't. It's not about that. It's not about that. It's energetic. It is vibrational. When you are resonating in a vibration of that which you want, you magnetically attract this vibration of the same. It's just how it works. But when you are at contrast, when you're living in contrast, when you're living in conflict to what you want it, but you don't want this so strongly that you can't even think how you could even have this because you're so in the resistance of this, you're not in the vibrational match for what you want. And your body is still telling you that you're tense and stressed, so that's not in the vibrational match for what you want. And your triggers and your mind are still telling you should be doing this in order to get what you want, and it should be much harder and you should be working harder. That's not the vibrational match to what you want. So you see, we have to create the vibrational match on every part of you, and you're all vibration. Your energy is just a lighter vibration than your physical body. That's a denser vibration. Even more reason why we need to do more work on the physical body, because it's a little slower. It's a little behind the mental and the energetic, which moves so quickly. Right? When we work on all of these aspects together, that is when we attract so much more abundance, so much more beauty, so much more relationships. And I can just tell you again and again and again, I have seen this so many times in my life in huge, huge ways. I'm living in a house which I never thought I would be able to afford, but I just have it as an inevitability. I trained myself through my faith and my practices. It was inevitable that this was going to happen. I had no grasping on it. I was totally happy where I was. I could feel that there was something else coming, and I was just holding it there lightly. And it happens because I keep showing up and doing the work. Yeah, our businesses has doubled this year in really quite a challenging year. Obviously, with COVID and everything, we have an events-based business based on live events. So it's been like super interesting pivoting this year. But I kept witnessing myself, seeing that, feeling the inevitability of what I do, just growing and growing and growing. And we have literally doubled our business this year. It has been incredible with actually less effort. And I see again and again and again, every time I put effort in, every time I've got my mind contracted, every time I've got into thinking what it is that I want and how to get there and what that looks like, I create contraction, I create effort, I create push, and I create disappointment because it doesn't work out. Every time I just sit back, focus on peace and the feeling of success and the feeling of gratitude and the inevitability that I am spot on my purpose and I'm exactly where I need to be. When I focus on that and I focus on just this inevitability of everything coming to me, because that's how this universe works. And I know that. I have no resistance in my body to that because I've seen that again and again and again happen in my life. When I just stay in that place, I attract and attract and attract and attract and attract more and more of the same. The perfect clients, the abundance, the opportunities, the friendships, the health, all of that. All of that. So we just need, I feel like that the biggest thing we need is assistance on that path to help us to say, I've been there, I've done this, trust me, it works, and just keep poking us and gently guiding us back to the path. Because if we don't have that, there is so much energy in the opposite, right? There is so much energy in the fear, there is so much energy in anxiety, there is so much energy in that you have to work hard to get what you want, there is so much energy in you owe me and you should show up this way because that's what I want you to do, right? There's so much energy in that, isn't there, in the world? And a little less supporting, sit back, feel into your own body, feel into this unwavering presence, cultivate this sense of peace and joy and gratitude in you, no matter what. There's less of that. So the more we can surround ourselves with mentors, teachers, peers, like-minded people to help support us in that. And not those that are just going to spin to the positive, but those that will train you to really be in your presence, to really notice this, to start dissolving and dismantling all these old patterns so that you can hold lightly the desire and feel into the expansive potential right in this moment. That is what you need, yeah? And if you're looking for someone to hold you in that space, reach out, because this is exactly what we do. If you have, that tribe and you have that path, fantastic. But if you know that you are kind of like a little struggling in that in some ways, then do reach out, because this is where I work with my beautiful beacons across this whole sphere. We go deep, we go wide, we go over a long amount of time so that you really master how to do this life in the highest possible way. All right, my beauties, thank you so much for being with me. Have a great day, Caitlin. Take care, everybody. Much love to you, and I'll see you again next time. Bye-bye.